Hi there, it's Karen at Corrie Paper Crafts, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in central Scotland. Welcome to another Simple Sundays project, and it's this one here. It's a little reinforced gift box with a DSP belly band, quick and easy to make. I've made this using grey granite cardstock, another colour that I don't use very often, and I've used the In Good Taste DSP for the belly band around it, and this is the braided linen trim. So I'm going to show you how I made it. It's quick and easy to make. So what you're going to need is a piece of cardstock measuring 8 inches by 10 inches or 20.3 by 25.4 centimetres. You'll need a piece of DSP which measures 8 3/4 by 4 1/16 inches, and I'll tell you why in a minute. That's 22.2 centimetres by 10.3 centimetres, and a scrap of Whisper White for stamping your sentiments. I'll pop that out of the way just now. The reason I added the 1/16 of an inch onto the width of the belly band is so that you don't have this gaping at the side, because the dimensions of the box are 4 inches by 2 inches by 2 inches, which is 10.2 by 5.1 by 5.1, or if you want to round it down, 10 by 5 by 5 in centimetres. But if you don't add that little extra bit on, it doesn't cover the box completely and you'll get this gaping at the side, which I don't like. So that's why I added the extra 1/16 on. So if you cut it to 8 3/4 by 4 inches, or line it up at 4 inches and just add a little bit extra on, you won't have that problem. So let's do a bit of scoring. Grab my scoreboard without thumping the tripod, hopefully. And I'm sorry about the lighting, it is sort of late afternoon here, but it's really quite dull, so you'll probably see a few shadows, and I can only apologise for that. So on all sides of your cardstock you're going to score at 1 inch and at 3 inches. So just do that on all 4 sides. And in centimetres, that's 2.5 and 7.6. There we are. So let's pop the scoreboard away. And let me adjust my chair. I'm having real problems with my chair. It won't stay in the proper position. It keeps dropping, so I think we need to get a new one. It's overuse. My husband's working from home just now, and has been for the last sort of 7 months, and I think the chair has just fed up being sat on all day every day, which is why I've been a little bit absent this past week. It's just a little bit tricky trying to fit in my crafting with hubby working from home, because we're having to use the same desk, unfortunately. So I'm going to try and get ahead so that I don't keep missing videos, because that's not very good. So fold and burnish on all the score lines, and this is what you'll end up with. And you'll have a big square in each corner here, like so, and each of these big squares has 4 sections in it. We're going to remove this one and this one on every corner and keep this one here. So it's just like reinforced boxes that we've made before. So we're going to cut up these score lines here past the first horizontal score line to the second, removing the score line as we go. Just cut straight up this one, because we're going to remove most of it and miter it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then just cut that off at an angle like so. Cut this off here, and that's what we're left with. So we're going to just angle slightly here, and then we're going to miter here and here, like so, and then turn it round like you've seen me do before, and the same again. keeping the straight edge on what is going to be staying on the box and taking the score line with you. Just cut straight up that score line there because it doesn't really matter. Slightly miter here. Remove this outer section here. So as you can see, we've removed 1, 2, 3 parts that were on there. We're going to cut this at a slight angle here and then notch in either side of this square that we have left. So I'm going to do the other 2 corners and then come back to you so that it's not too boring for you. And so that's what we're left with after we've trimmed or cut all those corners. And what I also did was I popped these tabs into my trimmer and just trimmed them all down to 1 inch. Just rotated it each time so that they're at just 1 inch, so that when the box goes together, this end isn't pushing up against here because these were the same length as the square here. So I just trimmed them all down to make that a little bit easier. So now we need to put the box together, so I'm going to turn it over and speak nicely to my Stampin' Seal Plus and just add some along all of these tabs to stick the box together. Oops. There we are. And as usual, it's straight edge to folded edge to pop the box together. And actually what I should have done before we did that was also add some along the edges of here. So let's see if we can do this without sticking it all to my grid paper. So far so good. Spoke a bit too soon. I think we're actually coming to the end, oops, of this Seal Plus. Just pop a little bit on there as well. There we are. So straight edge to folded edge to pop the box together like so. And we're just ignoring those other bits that we put the tape on just for now, just till we put the main body of the box together. Like that. There we are. And I just need to fold that over because I've overshot the side a little bit. I don't think I've done it on any of the other sides though. No. And then, as you've seen me do before, I want to just lie this down flat and then put these edges in like so, and that's what reinforces the box. And it gives us a bit more of a sturdy base for when we put the belly band on as well. So I'm just going to make sure all my corners are joined together and those flaps are well stuck down. And that's my box made, and it's got a nice rounded edge on the top here. So in terms of the belly band, I folded my box, turned my box rather upside down and started at roughly the halfway mark with my DSP and just gently folded that first edge round like so, and just made a little bit of a crease with my fingers, and then I came along and burnished it properly. Now, because this box has got an open top, it's not quite so easy to put the belly band on. So what I did was I used this as a hook that first turn that I did, and then I just gently came in with my paper folder to get a nice angle on that next fold there, like so. And then I just burnished that as well, and it kind of rounds it a little bit, gives you a bit of extra room. So don't burnish it too hard, just enough to hold it around your box. And again, I just rounded that around the edge of the box, creased it with my paper folder like so, and then burnished just lightly, and then the last corner is the same. Again, just came in with my paper folder, holding it quite firmly here and pushing it down against my grid paper, and just making that last fold like so. There we are. And then that gives me a nice fit round my box, and making sure that the longer edge is underneath and that shorter edge is on top, so that my join is in the middle. I'm just going to add a piece of tearing tape, or I could add a bit of Seal Plus, I guess, along the edge of here, she said, going really, really squinty. And then let's get the box the right way around, Karen. Just without pulling it too tightly, just join that together like so. And as I said, adding that extra little bit on just makes sure that your box fits in there without any overlap. And now for a little bit of stamping. So I grabbed my Whisper White cardstock and my grey granite ink and the Peaceful Moments stamp set, and I'm using this greeting here, wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. I've already got it mounted on my block. Just making sure that I've inked it up enough, and stamp it down about there. There we are. That will dry. It looks a little bit grainy to begin with, but it will dry. And then using my postage label punch, I just came in and made sure that I had an equal border top and bottom, and that I didn't catch the H or the S. I'm just making sure that that's straight and I'm happy with it before I punch it out. And I think that's straight there. There we are. And then I did a little bit of sponging, just one of our Stampin' sponges that I've just cut into several little bits, and I just stamped around the edge just to take that whiteness away and make it blend more with the DSP belly band. There we are. Probably overshot that a little bit, but that'll do just now. Or will it? No, don't like that, so I'm going to stamp it again. I'm not going to like that, and I might use that for a gift, so I'm going to do it properly. There we go. So let's try that again. Stamp it down. There we are. It's stamped a little bit better this time too, so we'll close that for now. I know I'm going to use it again in a minute. And then I'm just going to bring in my punch, line it up, make sure that it's straight and I'm happy with it. There we go. And then try and stamp that, or ink that, sponge it even, round the edges just a little bit more successfully without smudging it onto the actual sentiment. That's better, I think. Just make that a little bit darker around the edges, and this is where you end up messing it up again. There we are. Oh gosh, guinea pig coughing in the background there. So all I did for that was I glued it flat on there, but I'm going to add my ribbon trim first, and I used the braided linen trim on this one, as I said, but this time I think I'll try the shimmer ribbon, which is grey granite. So I'm just going to pop the box out for a minute, put the ribbon through and then pop my box back in, because it gives me something to push against when I'm tying my ribbon. And I'm just going to tie it in a knot. So grab my ribbon scissors and cut that off, and we'll see what kind of knot we end up with, whether it's successful or not. I don't know if it will be, but we'll soon find out. I'm useless at tying square knots, so I've kind of given up trying to tie a square knot. That's not too bad. The ends are going in the direction that I want them to, kind of. There we are. I might trim those just a little bit more actually. Make them just a little bit shorter. There we are. And then I just added some glue, it's just some liquid glue, to the back of my oopsie daisy sentiment and stuck it flat onto the box, just about there, just allowing enough room for that ribbon along the top. So we'll just give that a wee press down. Oops, try not to move it, and that's it. Nothing special about that in terms of any added bling. Nice and simple, but pretty all the same. So hopefully I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching. If you liked the project, I would love a thumbs up, and if you've not already subscribed, then I would love it if you would subscribe, and if you click on the little bell icon, you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. So thanks for watching. See you again very soon. Take care. Bye bye.